The Daily Blend. I'm your host, AC, and we are joined in studio today by Debbie Portell and Jackie Reed from Caring Hearts and Hands. Ladies, thank you for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, there might be people who are not familiar with the nonprofit Caring Hearts and Hands. Somebody tell us what that is all about.
Caring Hearts and Hands is a end-of-life home for those that are within the last 30 days of life, approximately, who are under the care of a hospice provider and in need of 24-hour care. We're here to help support both the guest, the person that is dying, and their families.
And where'd this idea come from? I know a little bit of the backstory, but fill in the people who may not know how this idea came about.
Yes, well, Doreen Warden, the other co-founder, and I would get together and we would discuss the struggles that families had trying to take care of their loved ones at end of life. There just wasn't a whole lot of options. A lot of times it was either a home with hospice or a nursing home with hospice, and a lot of families wanted to take their family members home, but they just didn't have the 24-hour resources to make that happen. So Doreen discovered this social model end-of-life home model, and we went down to Tulsa, Oklahoma, and visited one of their homes and absolutely fell in love with it and decided Columbia really needed this service.
Mm-hmm. And Jackie, what's your background?
Nursing.
Mm-hmm.
I've been a nurse for over 30 years, but I retired in 2020, and now I'm working to help do something I'm very passionate about.
Amazing, amazing. And tell me, what part do you play in Caring Hearts and Hands, Debbie?
Well, I am on the board of directors, but I'm also the volunteer coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a busy job.
Oh, yeah, I imagine it is. And tell me what it is. What do you need volunteers for? What is it that people come in and do?
You bet. We have caregiver volunteers. Those are hands-on with our guests. And we have house volunteers who keep the place inside and out, just like you would want your own home.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And the home that you talk about, talk a little bit about that, because I know when you first started, you didn't have a physical location yet, but now you do.
We do. We were really lucky to have a partnership with St. Raymond's. St. Raymond's, when they were able to purchase the Ronald McDonald House, had their home then available, and we were able to make out an arrangement with them so that we could take over their home, and it's just been wonderful. It's in a great location, and we've really enjoyed being in there.
I'm sure. How many beds?
We can only have 2 beds.
Okay.
We are an unlicensed facility, so 2 beds right now is the max that we can have.
Okay. I mean, do you have, like, in your mind, do you have, like, what's your aspiration? Do you have plans to expand? Would you like to have more beds, more homes, maybe?
We obviously always dream big, but we don't want to bite off more than we can chew.
Sure.
Obviously, trying to get enough volunteers to make an expansion possible, and the financial dollars to make that happen too. So those are things that we will consider in the future. Right now, we're just trying to get our feet wet. We're just kind of haven't even hit our 1-year mark, but it's right around the corner.
It's coming up. It's coming up. So I would imagine you need volunteers around the clock.
Around the clock. We have paid staff who are nighttime and weekends.
Okay.
And volunteers the rest of the time.
The rest of the time. And so what I would imagine is, the family can come and visit, they could come and sit and stay, but then they feel comfortable, because I imagine you guys work hard up front to establish a relationship with the family, so they feel comfortable leaving.
We even have families coming in from out of town who will
Really?
stay with us because we do have some extra rooms downstairs. So we'll make them breakfast. They can be with their loved one 24/7 if they feel the need.
That is wonderful. That is wonderful, and such a change from what I've experienced typically when it comes to some end of life care. I love that. I love it. You mentioned your 1-year anniversary is coming up. What do you have planned?
So on April 28th, from 2 to 4, I believe, we are going to have a silent auction. We're going to have food and drinks, and we will be at Waves Cider.
Yeah.
which is on Nebraska Avenue, kind of behind MOAX, for people who aren't familiar with it. We've got lots of auction items still coming in.
Okay.
Overnight stays at Airbnbs, artwork, gift certificates. So it should be a fun, fun time. And you can get tickets on our website.
Okay.
Where else can we get tickets?
On the website, there was a listing in our newsletter if you're a newsletter subscriber.
Okay.
So yes.
Okay. And that is, tell me the date of that again.
April 28th.
April 28th.
on
And
a
what's
Sunday.
the time? It's a Sunday. And what's the time?
2 to 4, I believe. Might be 2 to 5.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. Either one. It starts
However
at 2.
long the party
Yeah, I
goes.
like that. I like that. Let the party go as long as it goes, as long as it goes. And so tell me what the community, because you guys are relatively new, what can this community do to support you guys? What are some ways that you could use the community support?
Volunteers for sure.
Okay.
And people can go to our website and click volunteer. We can give them a tour of the home, answer all the questions that they have. We do need caregivers as well.
Okay.
We just like to have so many caregivers, we don't have enough space.
Okay.
But both house and caregivers. And we do provide training. So
Okay.
you do not need to be a nurse. You do
Okay.
not need to have a medical background.
Okay.
You're trained by RNs, and you'll be prepared. You'll be
Okay.
prepared if hands-on is what you would like.
Okay. Well, that's good to know because I didn't know. I assumed that all the caregivers needed to be nurses or, in the health profession in some way. It's nice that they can come on site, be trained by professionals, and feel competent and able. We so appreciate what you guys are doing in this community.
Thank you.
Caring Hearts and Hands, such an important piece. The end of life care is something that I'm very passionate about. It's very important. So thank you for what you're doing and thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having us. We really appreciate it. Always a
Absolutely.
pleasure to see you.
Thank you.